Slough Ice Rink has officially gone to the dogs, and I can say that as there's a 6'1" in a mascot costume just below us here in the commentary booth as the TSI World Bees take on the Bristol Pitbulls for the first time here at the hangar this year as we round off the month of November for the battle of the B teams, as it were. Chris, you're with me once again. Bees versus Bristol, two teams that have had very different starts to the season so far.
Yes, they've had very, very different starts to the seasons. The Bees, many people say punching above their weight where they are sitting on the table, but the Pitbulls really, really struggling. We talked last week in the Lightning game about luck and confidence teams. They really do appear to be at the moment a team that's been hit by a lack of luck and a lack of confidence, but maybe they're on the up after last night defeating Sheffield.
They made a few changes earlier in the week. Rouse Sennis and Matt Smith left out of the West Country side. In came Dean Skins and Edgar Landsbergs, the Bee who was released from his contract the week before. And as Chris says, they picked up a 6-2 win last night as producer Nick fires up the table for us. It didn't move them off the bottom of the table, but a 6-2 win, as Chris says. 2 goals from Brendan Feasey, goals from Sam Smith. Edgar Landsbergs, as I say, on his debut, were the key contributors there for the Bees, for the Pitbulls even, sorry, as they beat the Sheffield Steel Dogs, their third win in the year. 2 of them come against the Steel Dogs so far. The Bees themselves, well, they went down 5-3 to the Leeds Knights. They were 5-1 down in that game. 5 individual scorers for the Leeds Knights. Bailey Conger, Matt Howlett, Matt Hayward, Morgan Barron and Kieran Brown. Bees goals coming from Josh Smith, Dominic Gabai and Gianni Vitali. I know saying the words Bees goal and Dominic Gabai this year is somewhat irrelevant. The Milton Keynes Lightning kept up the pace with the Leeds Knights winning 5-4 against the Raiders. They almost blew it. 2 short-handed goals on a 5-minute kill from Ross Venus and Corey McEwen got the Lightning back in front in that game. It was 3-3. The Raiders going down 5-4 eventually. A debut goal for new signing Coy Prevost, who I have had to try and pronounce that and practice it several times ahead of their visit here on Boxing Day. And in the last game in the National League last night, the Solway Sharks beat the Peterborough Phantoms 4-3 in overtime. Peterborough tied it up with 18 seconds to go with a goal from Martin Susters, but an OT winner from John Dunbar. The difference is the Sharks move to 9th in the league. Chris, it's starting to break apart a bit now. Obviously, the bottom 3 seem to be a little bit more adrift in Solway, Romford and Bristol. The top 8, all very much still fighting around places. Leeds and Milton Keynes have that 6-point gap. But I've got to feel for things like Hull and Swindon, who have got essentially 5 games in hand on Peterborough. Swindon, obviously, we know why. Hull is just the quirk of the scheduling at the moment. But is it a case with 5 games in hand, is that a negative for a team? You know, you're that far behind, but you've got to chase your tail, essentially. Or is it a positive? I
think it's a positive. Like, having games in hand on an opponent is always advantageous to you because it gives you that extra breathing room that, you know, your opponent is under, the teams that have played more games are under more pressure because they have to score more points, whereas you have the opportunity to get more points ahead of you and play that catch-up game.
Bristol, as we see on the table there, they haven't won away from home this year. And usually whenever we've had some stat like that that's popped up this year, no matter which team it's been, they've always tended to upset the apple cart. So I think we know what could possibly be coming here tonight. Hello, commentator's curse.
Well, Coach Elson, interview that was published earlier this afternoon by the Pitbulls media team, they said that one of the things that the team has struggled with this season has been they put in that good performance on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday when they go on the road, they just don't seem able to replicate it to try and nail a 4-point weekend.
Well, let's go through the teams. Firstly, for our home side this evening, the TSI World Bees. There's a few scratches, as has unfortunately become the norm in the most recent weeks. They line up as follows: 2, Adam Rossbottom; 5, Ollie Nags; 9, Vanya Antonov; 17, Harry Harkup; 19, Will Stead; 21, Marcel Balaz; 23, Dominic Gabai; 24, Dan Rose; 27, Josh Smith; 29, Gianni Vitali; 65, Harvey Stead; 74, Liam Morris; 75, Brendan Baird; 91, Aidan Doughty; 94, Stuart Logg; and 95, Ty Cathcart. Netminders 36, Brett Shepherd; and 44, Britton Priest. Bench coach Bill Webb. They are missing Jack Hops, Ryan Webb, and Josh Kelly for various reasons. And again, Chris, as you say, the Bees, a team that has maybe punched above its weight this year, starting to lose a little bit of that momentum. I don't want to say a loss here tonight is disastrous for cup circumstances, but it very much takes it out of their own hands.
It certainly does, and a loss in those circumstances is, I would say, is very disastrous. This is a game that they have the potential. I mean, on paper, you could argue, given the Pitbulls form, it could be an easy bank 0.2 points here for the Bees. But as we know, hockey isn't played on paper; it's played on the ice.
Tell that to Swindon.
Yeah.
For our visitors this evening, the Bristol Pitbulls. They also have a few scratches this evening. They line up as 2, Dan Bradley, 4, Adam Harding, 11, Sean Morris, 12, Edgars Landsberg makes his return to Slough Ice Rink, 16, Jay Warren, 19, Elliot Lewis, 23, Jacob White-Say, 25, Max Burbrayer, 44, Neil Lydiard, 51, Reece Cochran, 73, Sam Smith, 77, Bailey Harewood, 88, Juha Lindgren also makes his return to Slough Ice Rink, 89, Brennan Feasey, 91, Mason Lipsey, 93, Tanner Butler, netminders 21, Ben Norton, 45, Dean Skins, bench coach Jamie Elson, not icing for the Pitbulls tonight, Ed Bradley, Nick Corrich, Christian Moore and Bobby Reagan. Chris, away, a team that hasn't won away from home is always going to be difficult. How much harder is it when you're losing arguably one of the top British D-men in the league this year in Ed Bradley and your top scorer in Nick Corrich?
I mean, that makes that mountain that right now those players on the Pitbull side are probably looking at away games as a mountain that they have to climb, and right now losing 4 players out of the roster like that, it's even harder. Christian Moore being absent as well, like that's a big blow for them here in this building, because you need players who know the rink. As we talked about last week with the Lightning, knowing about that weird bouncy backboard, the way the bounces take, his knowledge would have been invaluable that he could just pass on the bench tonight, but he's not here. And obviously missing Corey Corrick, 8+9 on the season, like that's a big loss going into this game.
And as one of the leaders on the team really so far this year, obviously the announcement this week that Brennan Feasey joins the coaching staff. He was doing, I believe, Jamie Elson said in North America. I can't remember exactly which league it was off the top of my head.
I think it was SPHL.
Probably, I think it was, which was the same league, ironically, that the Bees found Gianni Vitali in.
The same league. A lot of the North American imports appear to be coming into the league from this year.
It's almost as if the SPHL is somehow a better league than playing in the Erste Liga in Hungary. Who remembers Pavel Krajkovic for the 5 minutes he was at B? As we just await the teams on the ice, our officials for this evening are Mr. Hamilton and Mr. Hands in the Water Wings of Power, linesman Mr. Justin Lalonde and Mr. Flynn Sitch Cunningham. I do believe they are just making their way over to try and get Bristol out onto the ice. Bristol are...
door is opening.
The door is open. They haven't made themselves very popular here tonight, by the way. They park their coach right in front of the entrance door and then refuse to move it.
I must admit, it has been great. I have had great fun seeing the way that their mascot has been wandering around the arena interacting with everybody.
Which is interesting considering the Bees mascot is nowhere to be seen at the moment. As we go to the Anarchy Cam, as the Bees are ready to go on the ice. At least one team is ready as the Pitbulls are finally led out off camera by Ben Norton. As the mascot once again runs ragged, this time at centre ice. And as the Bees join you on the ice, me and Chris will be back in about 5 minutes following the national anthem. As we move on to your main event of the evening, the TSI World Bees versus the Bristol Pitbulls. Starting netminders for both teams. Firstly, for our visitors, the Bristol Pitbulls, Ben Norton starts in goal tonight. 3-7-1 on the year following last night's win against the Steel Dogs. An 8.59 save percentage, 5.75 goals against average, and 633 minutes in the crease. At the other end for the TSI World Bees, Britton Priest starts tonight. An 8-7-2 record following last night's defeat in Leeds. An 8.92 save percentage, 3.82 goals against average, as he crossed 1,000 minutes in the crease last night. Chris, I know, stats play a big part in this game. Not what goes on in the ice, but it tells you what has happened in a game. Ben Norton, I feel like an 8.52 save percentage isn't so much an indictment of himself. It's maybe an indictment of how bad the Pitbulls have been, especially in the last month.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Looking at the tape going into this, it definitely looks like the defense is well. I mean, it's inarguable, really, considering that where they are in the table. That the defense is very, very suspect out there in front of him. Again, something that was raised by Coach Helson this afternoon in that video was the fact that up until the game yesterday, nobody was blocking shots. And if you're not blocking shots, pucks are getting to the net. And if you're not blocking shots and pucks are getting to the net, they're going to end up going in, or you're getting rebounds. And I think that has definitely not helped him live up to because he's a goalie with a good pedigree behind him. He's played in North America.
He's on that two-way with Cardiff.
Exactly.
I think it's the indictment for both these teams is there are teams that give up a lot of shots. I believe they are now the teams ranked 10th and 11th in shots against per game. The Bees giving up 36.18 a game. The Pitbulls 39.29 a game at the moment. So we could see a lot of shots.
Yeah, the thing is, you can give up a lot of shots. I've seen, we see teams give up a lot of shots all the time and win games. But the issue is you've got to have goal scoring, and these are two sides that realistically, for the Bees, it's obvious. If you shut down Gabai and Balazs, they're not really scoring very often. But with this Pitbull squad at the moment, without Korek out there, the goals are very, very spread out. Where are they going to come from?
A chance there early on for Feesey. That chance was blocked off the leg of Harvey Stead. Pitbull still with it down low. Feesey circles around, has a shot, hits Priest on the shoulder. Landsbergs is there down low. Collects the puck once more. Fast start from the Pitbulls here. As Doughty is able to clear it out. It looks like there's been some changes on the line here. We've got Antonov, Doughty and Vitali for the Bees tonight. So they are going to try something different at least. High stick called by the Pitbulls. No one wants to touch it, and that high stick will count. First 40 seconds in the book. And a fast start, 2 early shots. First one on goal at least for the Pitbulls.
Very fast start. Landsberg going very close there, and obviously displaying that local knowledge he has from playing against Griffin Priest in practice, knowing that if he gets that close in, he might find that rebound.
We've seen it a few times this year. There's been a case of, the old Operation Shock and Awe for the Bees, where if teams come out fast and don't let them get set up into any system, the Bees don't really know what to do. They've panicked and had to wait for opportunities, but then the game's really done. I think it's back to the Solway game in October. Bees were 3-0 down in the first 10 minutes because Solway just came out the traps flying. And Bristol are obviously going to try something similar tonight. Lydiard, correct. Sorry.
We saw Lightning do exactly that last weekend, and even though it was a very close game all the way through, it definitely allowed them to come away from it as Griffin Priest makes a blocker save there off Harwood.
Harewood tries to dump it off the Burberry, misses everyone. Round it goes to Brendan Baird. Baird applies to Rose. He's out the left-hand side, dumps it in, takes a hit into the boards. I believe that's Jay Warren escorting himself off into the bench. Turned over at centre ice. Goodbye, steps in. Goodbye, shot on goal. First save of the night from Norton, but that rebound bounces it high up in the air. And Goodbye's second chance opportunity goes straight to Norton.
Good work there by the defence on the Pitbulls. They're closing in, trying to get that garbage cleared out. But again, looking at their tapes, that was something that they've been giving up a lot of this season. They've been giving up a lot of garbage goals.
Rossbottom, Balaz, Goodbye is the top line now. So Rossbottom and Doughty have swapped lines. Got to imagine that's an attempt to get Adam Rossbottom firing on offence this year. Pitbull fans, we apologise. Bees, obviously, this year, the story of the year has been lack of secondary scoring. Goodbye and Balaz near 40 points. And then the next highest player now is Aidan Doughty on 13 as the Pitbulls step in. Shot on goal, saved by Priest as he puts it over the bar off his shoulder. Harding's chance. Turned over once more. Rossbottom through centre ice. Steps on the D-man. Shot takes deflection, goes wide of the net. Balaz is first to lose puck. Balaz loses his footing off the check of Lindgren. Round the boards it goes. Wilstead keeps it over the blue line. Down to Rossbottom. Rossbottom tries to return it back to Stead. That's picked off. Puck finds its way down low. Takes out another fun bounce off of one of the advertising hoardings, and Pitbulls will launch an attack the other way. Burbrae. Looks like facing Beards. He's knocked off the puck. Nags will collect. Nags' pass is picked off by Feecey. Luckily, there's enough bees there in the lane to take the puck away from the new player coach. Bees with it behind their own net. Goodbye. That stretch pass is immediately stopped by Warren. Bees able to clear. Good work from Antonov to pick the pocket of Sam Smith. Antonov's shot from the goal line is blocked away by Norton. Harveystead takes a hit from Lipsy. Bees still with it. Good stick in the lane there by Lewis. Able to break that pass up.
We are seeing it, like you said, this shock and all. The Bees not really getting too long of an attempt to get set up in that offensive zone there during that period of pressure.
Offside call on the Bees there. Lewis and Doughty get tangled up, and Doughty is taken to the zone with him. 3:18 gone so far in the first.
But that was all started there by a classic case of one of the things Vanya Antonov does best. He's really good at those little sneak at you out of nowhere, just poke the puck off your stick and jet away and try and get an opportunity.
I think if you're somehow losing Vanya Antonov on the ice, you've not done a very good job on your shift. He's into the zone. Goodbye, tips it ahead. Smith, sorry. Attempted clearance is blocked by Smith. Penalty coming on the Pitbulls. And we're going to have an early call there for interference. This is going to be a very, very early power play for the Bees. Randy Howland's trying to explain the call. No one wants to go in the box. Oh, no, someone has gone in the box. So the Pitbulls will sit 2 minutes for interference. Sean Morris sits at 3:35. The Bees power play, 15 goals on the year, including one last night. They're at 22.39% on the power play. The Pitbulls penalty kill has given up 23 goals this year, 71.6% on the kill. They were 3 for 4 last night.
It's definitely, this is a big opportunity for the Bees to take advantage of here.
The Bees will have to go from their own end. Stuart Mogg collects the puck. Morris 2 for interference is the call. Ballas takes it into the zone. Chipped ahead. And Pitbull's able to play it. Pretty sad of his net to play it. Fires it up the boards to Doughty. His cross-ice pass blocked by Feecey. Still finds his way over to Goodbye. Goodbye loses the puck. Panel 2. Pitbulls on it, and Pitbulls break away. Here's the chance. Another brilliant back check there from Goodbye. Harding and Feecey maybe just over-footed a little bit. Barnes will take it in at the left-hand side now. Towards goal. Takes deflection off Norton. Goes behind the net. Puck bobbling around. Pitbulls try and clear, and that will evade the leg of Harveystead. 1 minute to go on the Morris Minor. Antonov weaves his way through traffic. Through 2 Pitbulls. Tries to flip it down low. Blocked in front. Pitbulls will clear. Breach has some shot for that one. That one ended up on goal. Baird from behind the Bees goal. Leaves it for Antonov. Vitali can't get a handle on it. Goes offside again. This has not been effective work here from the Bees so far early on. Morris loses out. Pitbulls are able to bring it away once more. Burbrae this time weaves into the low slot. Shot blocked by Antonov. Just under 20 seconds. Pitbulls very quick to set back up in their shape. Antonov into the zone, tries to drop off to Vitali. Vitali with a chance. Vitali's shot saved by Norton, kicked into the corner. He's still with it, back up to the blue line and Baird. Round it goes to Vitali even. Pitbulls back to full strength, shot on goal, saved once more by Norton. Antonov collects the loose puck. Gets it quickly taken away from him by Harding. Vitali. Down low, 2 Pitbulls for company, loses out on the puck eventually. And the men in blue coming the other way. Through center ice.
It didn't look like there was a legitimate call for a holding penalty there on Vitali.
It's the only way Neil Liddy can keep up with people nowadays. Pitbulls knock it ahead. Lewis knocks it down for Warren, or tries to. Bees the other way, Rose chips it past the defender. Puck finds way back up to Mock. Mock's shot is well wide. Pitbulls will try and clear. Warren backhands it across. Lewis into the zone. Shot on goal. Save by Priest. He'll hold on. 6:37 gone in the first.
Bees, obviously the power play helped there, but getting a little bit more setup time. But there's still kind of like that shock and awe is still going on. They're still struggling with having to react quickly, too quickly sometimes, and making mistakes off of the back of it.
They're not responding well to forechecks this year, I must admit that. And that's obviously something a coach like Jamie Elson is going to pick up on very quickly.
Well, we could just see it there with Vanya Antonov's attempt to break. He had 4 in a line across that blue line, and he basically was just progressively being forced wider and wider.
Hold up in the corner. People almost give it, well, they do give it away eventually. Ross bottom. Looking for an option, just flips it into the opposite corner. Baird will go and collect. Finds Balaz. Spins away from Cochrane. Puck finds his way up. Harmstead flies towards goal. That shot is blocked again, and the Pitbulls will break away. 2-0. The Pitbulls with a chance. Feecey chance. Shot saved by Priest, and the goal comes off. That's the second Pitbulls chance on a breakaway. This time they're able to get the shot off. Feecey does save it. Sorry, Feecey has the shot, and Priest is smart enough to save it.
I mean, if I'm Griffin Priest right now, I'm saying to my defence, you need to help me out here a little bit, because that's 2 in the first period, 2 breakaways in the first period that they've allowed in.
It's almost as if they're expecting more time than they're actually getting. They're expecting it to be, you know, have an extra split second to think about it.
Well, I mean, we see it all the time with teams that come here. They struggle with that very narrow neutral zone here. Like I'm constantly thinking players are offside because of how big the offensive zone's here when they're actually not. And I'm thinking, like, that's probably potentially what the Bees are thinking. They've got more time, but the aggressiveness of this Pitbulls forecheck is leading, and we said it in the pre-game, shot blocking. They are actually shot. That was a blocked shot, and it led to a breakaway.
Wilstead will start the rush from behind his own net, flips it up to Doughty. Doughty goes into the opposite corner where Harewood will play. Sorry. Roundabout as it comes to Burbrand. Cross-ice pass. Foot race into the corner is won by Bradley. Takes a tumble. Harewood with it. Circling around the zone, looking for an option. Goes for the shot. That is blocked by Antonov in front of the net. Nags. Tries to spin away from Morris. Finds his way to Harewood. Nags collects the loose puck. Takes it away. Passes it up ice to Vitali, who just kicks it on ahead as the Bees go and change. Pitbulls from their own end. That was rather dangerous there from Sean Morris. Works down the end. Up to Landsberg. Bounces over his stick. Mogg finds Morris. 3 Bees in company. That shot is blocked down by Norton. Pitbulls there to clean up the danger. And icing is called on that dump of ice by Warren. We'll go the length of the way back to the Bristol zone.
Pitbull's making great use at the moment of these quick breaks out to the board and getting it down the wing. It is risky because it leads to icing calls like that, but so far they've had a lot more success with it than the Bees seem to have.
It's really the first one they've probably messed up on all night so far.
Yeah.
You know, you could say we're 8.5 minutes into a game. Face off to Norton's right. The theme of the inning is going to be face-off draws by the looks of it. And that is going to be the world's dumbest penalty, possibly. It should be. As Adam Rossbottom knocks the stick out of... I can't quite see who that is in the Pitbulls kit. Now, I'd say that's a penalty.
Yes, I'd say that's it's either slashing or a holding the stick penalty.
I would say this, what a shock. Jay Warren is getting under someone's skin.
Never.
No. Wouldn't dream of doing such a thing. Pitbulls are able to get it out and outplay. It comes off the bench, they'll get a change. Yeah, that should really have been a penalty.
Yeah,
I've seen that called in a playoff game, and like you said, off the opening draw of the game. So why that hasn't been called there, I do not know.
Can only assume it's one of those situations, as
Balaz with the shot is held up by Norton.
It seems maybe one of those situations where everyone was focused on where the puck was, and it's one player's word against another, despite the fact that there's a stick that has gone flying
into the corner.
Yes. I do find it rather funny when referees don't call holding the stick penalties. I remember one years ago in Basingstoke when Ben Davies' stick just flew into orbit, no call whatsoever. Yes, because his stick just decided to magically launch into orbit.
Shot for Brendan Baird there is held on by Norton. Once more another draw. Back to Baird it comes. Baird shot through traffic. Deflection takes that over the net and into the glass. Pitbulls aren't able to clear it thanks to Ross Bottom. Balaz circling the net. Turns and fires. That shot saved by Norton. Ross Bottom drops it off for goodbye. Back to Ross Bottom. Can't get away from Harding. Pitbulls finally able to get up ice. That stretch pass well read there by Brendan Baird, otherwise Feasey was away. Goodbye. Down low, tries to go to the low slot. No one there in a white shirt. Pitbull's the other way. Another turnover this time by Vitali. Still finds a way to Harding, who knocks it on into the corner. Big hit delivered there by Cochrane. On Baird. Practice match off the side of the goal. Bees, no one knew what to do with the puck at the moment. Baird is finally able to clear it.
Baird almost banked it into his own net. Now, if it wasn't for Griffin Priest.
Bees away, Balaz. That gets stuck in legs. Feasey, who was trailing behind the players, who was knocked down, is with it. Feasey at the left-hand side, shot on goal off the blocker. Priest somehow doesn't hit the netting there. That was rather impressive. Balaz launches the attack the other way.
I thought that was coming at us for a second.
Me too, I was ready to catch that. Vitali loses out on loses the puck. Pitbulls once more break up ice. Trailing man comes in, shot wide of the net. And that was hammered in by Lydiard. Pitbulls wanted too many men for that one. Probably should. There was 6 men on the ice there for the men in white.
There was. The Bees player was trying to get back onto the bench, but couldn't quite get back on.
And that is offside.
Feasey's been very good coming forward there, though, taking the shot first time. I think we saw earlier with those
breakballs.
the
flying stick. Yeah, that's Adam Ross Bottom just deciding
yes. No. And the ref is actually looking right at it.
Yep. I don't know how that one's been allowed to get away with that. He's within centre ice. Rose flips to the head.
You know how there's that endless argument between fans of some fans want referees to call everything and some fans want referees to let the game flow.
There's some that are just so obvious that it's like I can't not call this.
Yeah.
Bees from behind their own net. Harvey Stead looking for an option. Finally decides on one he likes. Liam Morris. Stead on goal, pushed away by Norton. Cochrane is there. Around the ball it goes. Pitbulls break up ice. Stretch pass picked off by Harvey Stead. Good work there by Burberry to get it back ahead as he goes to the bench. Wilstead skips away from Harewood. Wilstead chips it ahead. He's going to go coast to coast here. Evades the hit from Harewood as well. Cochrane will collect the loose puck. Takes a bobble off the boards and away from Antonov. Pitbulls away the other way once more. Harewood, that is offside. He lost the handle on the puck. He doesn't agree with the call. Offside will take it just outside the B zone. 10:32 run. Face off. Bees come away with it. Baird finds Cathcart. Antonov collects the puck, goes back to Baird. He's pinned in once more in their own zone. Antonov goes cross ice. Vitali out the right hand side. Tries to return it back to Antonov. Ends up going all the way around the boards. Baird can't quite, it does manage to pinch down ahead of, I believe that's Landsbergs to get the puck. Pitbulls do turn it over anyway. Up the left hand side. Tries to drop it off for Lewis. Bees the other way. Antonov and Vitali 2 on 2. Vitali, left hand side, tries to go back to Antonov. Good work there from Butler to get back into play. Turned over once more. Antonov with a chance. Saved by Norton. Sprawls out for it. Can't get there. The Bees get in each other's way. I think it's Cathcart and Goodbye. Cathcart didn't see Goodbye coming off the bench.
It's in those situations, all tactics just go out the window and it's just puck, get the puck.
Goodbye takes that on a complete lap over the Pitbull zone. Tries to backhand into the top corner and misses. Pitbull's able to clear the zone. Antonov gloves it down. Leaves it for Goodbye, who is very much on his own. Don Goodbye will take on 4 Pitbulls. Works a shot on goal. That's covered up by Norton. 7:07 left.
These offenses able to get a little bit more settled there, but they were really getting in their own way. Yeah.
Pitbulls are doing a good job of just frustrating. They're taking away shooting lanes. Just something you need to do. And let's be honest here, after 13 minutes, they don't look like a team that's conceded 100 goals in 17 games.
They really don't, but I mean, it could be, obviously, as a player, you only have so much voice in the room, but when you become a player coach, you have so much more of a voice in the room. The coach has to, take, like, when you're a player, the coach can go, look, I've heard your opinion, but I don't have to act on it. Whereas a player coach, VC now has more of a say in that room, and maybe he's been able to point out to Elson a few things that they could change to tighten things up.
Monk has a shot kicked away by Norton. Another chance goes begging. Pitbulls up ice the other way, 3-on-3. Shot comes in and the Pitbulls score a snapshot from Feecey. Uses the Bees D-man as a screen and it's under the blocker at Priest and in. The Pitbulls lead 13-12 and Feecey gets his 4th of the season.
And it's one of those goals that I wasn't sure it was in. I don't think you can see it here. Feecey uses Mog as the screen, fires it. Priest has it scouted but just can't get the blocker there in time.
It's a shot from no man's land as well. Yes, there's a screen in front, but it's a snipe into the top corner.
It's not somewhere you'd expect a goal like that to come from, really.
13-12 the time of the goal. Feecey with assists to follow when we get them. Pitbulls win the draw. Turnover once more. Hobbstead forgets to take it with him. Harding tries to go back into the centre of the zone. Turnover once more. Harkup up the right-hand side. Dan Bradley for company. Harkup still with it. Pitbulls bring it back the other way. And that dropped off again. That's a brilliant save from Priest this time. Feecey, another good hands there.
And that was almost a carbon copy of the previous move.
This time he slides it across to Lindgren and his shot is kicked away by Priest.
I think if Lindgren had been able to get that higher instead of lower, that probably would have been 2-0.
Lindgren flips it ahead. Pitbulls keep it in the zone. Flip down line. No one in a white shirt gives chase. Burbrayer takes a bounce down low, almost to Harewood. Does get coughed up again. Harding with some good work from behind the net. Antonov off the bench receives the pass from Vitali. At the right side, Butler for company. Antonov's pass again, no one's in a white shirt is there. Pitbull's able to get out of the zone. Shipped ahead by Harewood. Baird is there to collect. Vitali into the zone. Gianni Vitali tries to do the exact same move. That shot is blocked by Lydiard. That's a shock. Neil Lydiard been blocking shots. Baird with it. That shot is blocked as well. Pitbulls will clear. Mog collects the loose puck. Up to Vitali. Tries to go to Antonov. And that is going to be a penalty on the Bees. I believe that's Brendan Baird taking a trip for tripping. And that one he's really been suckered into.
Yeah, it's a shame he's been suckered into that as well because Vanya Antonov was breaking down the wing. Although, considering how often that outside lane is basically being blocked up, I don't know whether anything would have come of it.
15-11 time of the penalty. Brendan Baird will sit 2 minutes for tripping. The Pitbulls have scored 17 power play goals on the year, 21.79%. The Bees' penalty kill has given up 9 goals all year, 82.69 heading into tonight's game. Bees win the draw thanks to Goodbye. Fired around the boards by Mog. Kept in at the blue line. Takes a bounce away from Burbrayer on the flip round the boards. Mog will wait a few seconds, kill some time. and torpedo it up ice. Pitbulls, nice moving to get into the zone. Harewood weaves his way around one D-man. Back up to the blue line it comes. Finds his way down to Harding. Harding to Harewood, back to Harding. Brilliant save from Priest. Adam Harding had a chance. They got sucked into that move. Pitbull still with it. Harewood back up to the blue line. Back to Harewood. Cross-ice pass finds Harding. Harding shot to Burbrayer in front. And it's 2-0 Pitbulls. Easy as you like. Adam Harding fakes the shot, slides it to Max Burbrayer as the freedom of the cage, and makes it 2-0 at 16 minutes exactly.
Well, the Bees PK got sucked out of position there. Producer Nick is showing us the far end of the ice, but
we'll get there in a second.
That started with a beautiful up-down play, but here we go. The chance comes in, and Harding's there on the doorstep just to poke it home.
It's Burbrayer there. Harding with a brilliant pass, fakes the shot, suckers them in. And Max Burbrayer gets his 5th goal of the season. Not bad for a man who's been retired for several years now.
It's kind of weird for me, considering Max Burbrayer was playing for the Cardiff Devils in 2008 when I started watching hockey, seeing him still out there.
Keeps coming back and keeps performing.
He's like the Highlander of UK hockey.
Yeah, you can try and... I'm not going to spoil the film for people, but you know what I mean.
There can be only one.
Yeah, and you know what happens to make there only one. Warren again creates a turnover, loses it to Will Stead. Chips it on ahead. No one there in white shirt. Butler is there to collect.
But I mean, the thing that started that second goal there was a beautiful, just like up-down move around the net between Harding and Burbrayer.
Another drop pass, this time for Lewis. Elliot Lewis again tries to drop it off, this time for Cochrane. And that leaves the zone. It was good work on the back check by Doughty. The Bees genuinely look like they haven't got a clue at the moment.
Well, we talked about in the pre-game of teams adapting to the differences in rink style. I believe Bristol's rink is a bigger rink than this one.
Yes.
But they're not playing like a bigger rink team that's struggling on a small rink. If anything, they're skating with a kind of speed and confidence that you would expect the Bees, this being their home rink, to play with.
Shot once more from Harding, this time fired over the glove of Priest and wide. Smith knocks it up ice to Antonov. Antonov will probably have to do it on his own here. Van Antonov steps in, shot blocked in front. That's well received by the Pitbulls bench. Kept in at the blue line by Baird. Straight to a man in blue. Baird gets the pocket pick lingering into the zone. That penalty is also going to come. And Brendan Baird will head to the box once more.
Interestingly called by the referee at the far end of the rink and not the rink at this end of the rink.
I believe that is the point that was just being asked by Dom Gavai. Brendan Baird skates to the box, 17:50. He sits 2 minutes for tripping once more. And the Pitbulls will be having for a repeat offence of the last penalty.
And they'll be looking for a repeat of the same kind of play that got them that second goal.
Face off, won by the Pitbulls. Back up to the blue line, kept in. Round it comes, shot in goal, through Priest. That's brilliant work from Mogg. Feecy's shot made its way through Priest. Mogg was there before Burbrayer. And once again, no one has picked up Max Burbrayer on the doorstep.
Well, the Bees PK at the moment doesn't seem to be boxed up very well. They seem to be trying some kind of a diamond formation that just doesn't seem to be getting the job done against this Pitbulls power play.
Goodbye, able to clear it. The Bees will change 2 forwards. Pitbulls the other way. 30 seconds gone on the Baird Miners. The Pitbulls weave into the zone. Butler. Cross to Feecy. Down low to Harding. That one is blocked by Mogg. Harding again. Butler shot through traffic. Blocked by Harvey Stead. Again, I'm just going to say it. Max Burbrayer, no one wants to pick him up here. Down low to Harewood.
Stuart Mogg appears to have picked him up now, but
Harding again goes for the same attempted pass down low to Burbrayer. This time Harvey Stead reads it, jumps in the play, and Vitali is able to get it up ice. Final minute of the first period. Harewood shot, save Priest, rebound, loose in front, kicked wide of the net. Feecy first loose puck. weaves his way round. Harewood walks in, has the ability to walk in. That one is cleared off the line as well, Harvey Stead. Bailey Harewood took Britton Priest's jock strap there, and only just was it stopped off the line by Harvey Stead.
How that didn't end up crossing the line, I will never know.
Almost turn once more. Lipsy tries to get ahead of the Bees D-man. Morris gloves that one down, so takes a bounce off a stick. Lipsy tries to go back up, kept to the blue line, turned over. Vanya Antonov will skate in on his own. Vanya Antonov, cross-ice pass, Ballas shot. Harvey Stead tries to follow it up. Bees return to full strength.
And Stead just needed to be there a second earlier to try and get that finish on it as the buzzer goes to end the period.
A first period, we said Operation Shock and Awe, and once more it's worked. The Bristol Pitbulls with an aggressive forecheck for the first 20 minutes, and two very nice goals. One from Brendan Feasey, a power play marker from Max Burberry. I believe producer Nick has those chances cleared off the line. I believe is this going to be the Harewood one? I think this is the first one. There's the first one cleared by Mogg.
I mean, we talked there about...
And I think this is the second one from Harewood. By, and how has that one in particular not gone in? Chris, it's 2-0, and the Bees can be really fortunate to not be 3, potentially 4-0 down here after 20 minutes.
The only explanation for that one not going in is one of them, Harvey Stead is a Jedi.
On a string.
On a string, yes. I think the Bees should count themselves lucky that it's only 2.
It's been an awful first period for the men in white.
It really has. They're constantly being forced out wide. Nobody's really getting a chance up the middle, which, especially for Goodbye and Ballas, is really what they're going to want. You're not going to get much past Norton on these angles at the moment. The way he's playing with a great deal of confidence. But I mean, Britton Priest right now, if I'm him, I'm saying to especially the PK units, you guys have got to give me support here.
Yeah, well, it's been all Pitbulls for 20 minutes. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the stats from the first period and the scores from around the league. Welcome back to Slough for the second period, which is 2 minutes away on the countdown. The Bees are, well, let's face it, the Bees have been down below us, ready to go for about 5 minutes now. So to say the right act has been read as Britton Priest steps on the ice with a full 2 minutes left on the centre ice countdown might be the understatement of the season so far.
I think they've potentially probably been given the Alex Ferguson hairdryer treatment by Dominic Goodbye there.
Someone who's going to come out with a skate mark above their eye like David Beckham. Stats for the first period here, shots on goal through 20 minutes. There were 9 on Britton Priest, 10 on Ben Norton. The 2 penalties on Brendan Baird, one of which capitalised with the Max Burbrayer power play goal. Brendan Feasey with the other one, and Bristol should have had 2 more there. Elsewhere around the league, it is currently Sheffield 1, Solway 1 after 20 minutes. It is the Hull Seahawks 1, Peterborough Phantoms 1. That game has just started. Those 2 goals came in the first 5 minutes. And it is Raiders 1, Milton Keynes Lightning 2. A goal, I believe, from Malik Martelli, a name that means great joy to Chris.
Well, it's a former Streatham lad.
Did you get that jersey signed last week in the end?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to catch up with him in the end. But I believe I'm working the next time the Lightning work here. So
yeah, we'll make sure you're there. Get here in front of your time. You can get it signed off.
Poor lad. I remember he used to sit next to his mum in the rink at Stratton, and bless her, she wasn't very knowledgeable of the ice hockey world, so we had to kind of coach her on. She was very surprised when she found out Malik was going to have to play New Year's Day. She'd been planning a nice quiet family Christmas, and then she realised she was going to have to give him a lift to the rink.
Ben Norton is currently down here below us complaining about the goal. In that I think it's off centre. Which, if that's the case, I'd like 2 goals from Milton Keynes taken back from last week, thank you very much.
Well, I mean, and 2 goals from tonight taken
exactly.
back. So 4, really.
No goals could be scored at this end.
Also, well, I don't know about that, considering obviously it's the end of the ice that we get the better view of during this period. So, but interesting enough, going through the scores that are happening elsewhere. This time last week, we were like, everywhere is 0-0. Yeah,
we've actually had goals this week. It's fun. We came back from the end of the first period against Milton Keynes last week, and it was, there's no goals anywhere. There are 3 games currently going on. Not a single thing has happened.
Norton's now been
appeased.
appeased.
This is the fun one from last night. 31 goals scored before National League games, 28 different goal scorers. As referee Andy Hamilton calls them in, and we are underway with the second period as Adam Harding wins the opening draw. Butler carries it into the zone. Loses out the puck to Harvey Stead. Ross Bottom tries to fire it cross ice to Goodbye. That's picked off by Landsbergs. Balaz will retreat. Long stretch pass of ice to Goodbye. Kicks it ahead. Icing is waved off. Butler takes it away from Ross Bottom. Feasey helps on the way. Banks it off a linesman. Balaz to Goodbye. Tries to escape right out Butler. Don Goodbye into the zone. Don Goodbye shot saved Norton. Cleared by Cochrane. Back to Goodbye. Tries to drop it off for Balaz. Harding intercepts. Harding ahead to Feasey. Go towards goal. Prince pushes it into the corner.
Definitely been a change in the offensive tack for the Bees there. They're trying to use the centre line more now instead of the outside, and I don't think the Pitbulls were really ready for that switch.
Bees into the zone once more. Balaz up the left-hand side this time. Moves his way around the net. Tries to go back to Goodbye. Well blocked by Morris. Tries to drop it off for Lydiard. No one really there reading it. Goodbye jumps in ahead of the play. Goodbye behind the net with Lydiard for company. Trying to leave it for Ross Bottom. 2 men in white shirts trying to bring it away. Back behind the net it remains. Finally brought out. Balaz tries to go to Goodbye. Through the crease it goes. Shot towards goal. Saved by Norton. Once again rebound loose. Goodbye off the skate of Norton. Ross Bottom tries to get under control. Saved by Norton. Puck loose in front. The whistle is blown and it's on the stick of Ross Bottom. That's what an early whistle does for you.
Very, very frenetic shot. I think at the beginning of that though, the Bees took too long trying to get it out from back behind the net, waiting for the perfect setup. They should have just tried moving it around, because it gave the Pitbulls time to get those men back to try and defend several rebound chances there.
Face off to the left of Norton. One by the Bees. Bounces towards the skate of Lydiard. Harewood will take it up ice. Antonov for company. That is broken up. Vitali. Stopped at centre ice by Morris, losing out the puck. Harewood chips it ahead. Baird. Up to Vitali. Vitali weaving his way through centre ice. Got all 4 men for company here, Gianni Vitali, as he goes round the back of the net. Back up to the blue line. Round it goes once more. Shot comes in, tip in front, saved by Norton. Doughty is there to collect the loose puck. Down to Vitali, tries to play it out into the slot. Pitbull's able to clear. Burbrayer applies to Harewood. Harewood into the zone, skates away into the corner. Draws 2 Bs out of position, dumps it, round it goes. Tries to go back to Harewood. Antonov is there in the lane. Antonov through centre ice, losing the handle for a second. Immediately gets it back, pass back towards Antonov. Norton will have to cover up.
And a very, very interesting difference there in the way the two sides were drawn out of position. With the Bees, there's only one player really drawn out of position there, but this end, Vitali was able to draw basically the entire Pitbulls unit into just a straight line clump in front of the net.
If that pass gets through, it's dangerous, but at the moment, the Pitbulls have done a very good job of staying in the way of passing lanes. As Smith tries to clear it, bounce off the boards down to Morris, tries to go to Smith. Another stick in the lane by Butler. The Bees want a high stick, and it does get called. No arguments there from Tanner Butler on that one.
I think he kind of had to make that play there, obviously. As you said, if that pass gets through.
Face off left of Norton. One by Lipsy. That finds his way back to Smith. Tries to bring it around the boards. Bounces over the stick of Warren. Smith. Up ice, cross ice, again stopped by Smith. He jumps ahead of, well, Sam Smith jumps ahead of Josh Smith.
We've got 2 Smiths and 2 Morrises out there. It's going to get very confusing for us.
And 2 Steads, at least they're on the same team there.
Yep.
Liam Morris. Up ice.
But only one Vanya Antonov.
Oh dear, you've been waiting all night for that one. Will Stead, that shot takes a bounce off the side of the net. Luckily bounces into the glove of Norton. He'll hold on. The Bees have definitely come out with a lot more intensity to start this period than they did in the entirety of the last.
I definitely think that change up in tact of they're definitely trying to move more down the centre lane now instead of allowing themselves to be forced out wide.
That attempted shot is blocked by Lindgren.
But they're also using the I like to call it the house play, the play where two players post up either side, normally at the goal line, and then you've got that one guy waiting in the slot area a lot when they get the offensive possession down low.
Baz into the zone. Tries to go down low to Rossbond. Rossbond shot blocked in front by Cochrane. Cochrane is able to take it up ice, up the right-hand side now. Skates in, I believe it's Harvey Stead. Pitbulls with it, back to Butler. Slides it across. Shot from Lindgren is wide. Feasey, and that is banked off Priest and in. That is something from nothing. Brennan Feasey banks one in off Brithen Priest. And the Pitbulls are now 3-0 up, 24-09. And for this one, we're going to need producer Nick.
Definitely going to need this one. So here it comes.
Feasey shot from an Amsino. It looks like it comes off the inside of the leg of Priest and in. Priest is actually down hurt here, which I don't think the referees have noticed. I think that's just caught him on the inside of where the pad is, or where the pad isn't.
It's a weird thing of, like about all hockey pads, like especially for goaltenders and players. There's a lot of protection in the front. There's no protection in the back, and realistically at the side.
Brennan Feasey gets the goal there, 24-09, late assists, obviously, while Brithen is down. Like I said, from the replay, it did look like it's hit him on the inside of where the leg pad stops, essentially.
We can see Shepherd currently getting warmed up.
Yeah, Brett Shepherd is getting loose. Here it is again, Feasey shot from the goal line. And you can just see it there. It seems to bounce off.
It's almost like it goes off the inside of his knee and then in, maybe.
And this could be another big moment in the game. I mean, Feasey scoring from under his own goal line, and Brithen Priest is not going to be able to continue. He's on one leg and he's skating back to the bench. So 24-09, Feasey gets the goal, and Brett Shepherd will come in for the remainder of the game. Priest is going straight off the bench into the changing room. I don't think goalies are going to like this rank. That's 2 goalies in 2 weeks we've injured.
Well, it's either that or I'm a jinx.
Find out in 2 weeks' time. Sorry, Leeds. They're going to be wrapping Sam Gospel in bubble wrap now.
Teams will be checking with you in advance. Is Chris coming?
Who's coming? Yeah. No.
No.
Get another co-commentator.
Can we get somebody from the under-18s, please?
Aha, joke's on you, we don't have one. Pitbulls win the draw, Dan Bradley up ice. Turned over once more, Vitali will collect.
You know, that's the second goal of that variety that I've seen now in the space of 48 hours.
It's the second goal like that I've seen in this rink this year.
And
the Bees want a penalty there on Ansel being brought down.
I don't think there's ever a clear-cut penalty. That's the second one of. That's the second clear-cut penalty we've seen in this game that we're scratching our heads. Why hasn't it been called?
Rossbottom weaves his way into the zone, skates straight through 3 Pitbulls, and then gives the puck away to Dan Bradley. Burbrayer up ice finds Sean Morris. Morris weaves away around Mogg. There's 6 Pitbulls on the ice. Now we're back to 5. Turnover once more, Lipsy drops it off for Lewis. Lewis on his own, looking for an option, can't quite get a handle on the puck, dumps it into the corner. Mogg around the boards. Doughty, met by Lydiard, separates it from the puck. Antonov will go up ice, 2-on-1 opportunity for the Bees. Zvanya Antonov tries to find Feasey. Vitali shot, Vitali puts it wide. Antonov, as Vitali smashes his stick off the boards. The Bees still had it. Norton doesn't have a stick as he's currently stood on it. Lipsy's able to clear it, back up to the blue line. Harvey Stead shot through traffic. That comes off the glove of Norton away. he's finally able to get hold of his stick again, and the whistle is blown as the goal has come off in the process.
Burst of speed down the wing, Antonov, and I think actually potentially Vitaly's stick may have broken as he hit on the shot. And I think there's some discussion now about what's happening with the net down this end.
I think Bristol are just tapping at their goalie there as Porter's staying in it. The Bees are still questioning how there hasn't been a call on anything. And again, the referee's word is final.
I've ever seen a referee change his mind out of one of those discussions.
No, never, in any sport ever. Josh Smith at centre ice losing the handle on it. Butler is able to take it away from Rose. Flipped ahead. Cochrane is the only player in the pitbull zone, so he'll collect the puck. Cochrane's attempt to pass to Lindgren. Almost picked off by Morris. Bees are able to knock it back into the pitbull zone. Lindgren collects. Cochrane up ice to Feasey. Feasey on 2. That is somehow called a penalty again. The Bees bench has gone livid here below us. Cochrane with the puck.
I'll be honest, I'm not really sure on that one. That looked like a good check to me. Maybe borderline interference.
Oh, I mean, I'm lost for words. I haven't seen a move like that since I watched the last Premier League game.
I mean, my opinion may be being a bit influenced by several of the other rather questionable non-calls we've seen so far.
We've got a conversation going on here between Butler and Liam Morris. Liam Morris is now calling Tanner Butler a chicken as they skate back. We're still playing 6-on-5 as the delayed penalty is coming.
I thought he was about to drop the gloves.
And the Bees finally touch up. 26:59 is the call. Morris is still calling Butler a chicken. If he's not careful, he's going to get himself an unsportsmanlike here. And Lee Morris is still talking.
Unfortunately, the only attention he's really getting at the moment is from Lalonde.
Bees fans have lost sympathy for the call tonight, as Liam Morris is going to sit 2 minutes for tripping, I believe. Well,
Nick, could we see a replay?
Nick is frantically trying to find it. That's the problem. Liam Morris is still talking to the Bristol Pitbulls bench. No one has gone in the box for the Bees here, which is rather odd, as we can clearly see that they're trying to remember who it was who committed the trip.
I mean, there's a giant clue on the penalty board.
I'm all for, well, I'm not going to repeat what we've just heard referee Andy Hamilton say.
Sending Cathcart to the bench.
Ty Cathcart has got 2 minutes of tripping. I'm going to say Ty Cathcart was not on the ice for that.
No, especially considering the penalty clock currently has number 74, Morris.
We're not going to repeat what referee Hamilton has just told the Bees bench there. But I think it is safe to say he is tired of the back chat.
Well, as we said, the referee's word is final.
So there is still, I'm not going to say what the penalty is. I know it's 26:59 for tripping, but no idea who it's on. Liam Morris is on the board, Ty Cathcart is in the box. Anyway, it's Pitbull's power play.
Back to the game.
Ty Cathcart has been given 2 minutes for tripping, and I feel he's been hard done by there. I don't think he was on the ice for that shift.
No.
As the Pitbulls ice the puck.
Although I don't know whether we're focusing on Liam Morris, obviously, for the antics that were happening afterwards, maybe.
It's one of those nights. Face off to the left.
All I guess I can say is peak British hockey.
Yep. Face off to the left of Norton as then Pitbulls ice the puck. Harding wins the draw. Goes back to Butler. Vitali jumps in the way of it. Harding Steps in, passes up ice to Harewood on the right-hand side. Harewood slowly down low to Feasey. On a hat-trick now. Harding. Down it goes, back up to Butler. And that is beautiful. I couldn't quite see what it is, but it's a 4.
I think that's Feasey. I think
it is
Feasey's
Feasey's hat-trick. And a Pitbull player has just thrown his helmet on the ice. So is that not illegal equipment?
Possibly. I don't know. We're not in open play. So.
4-0. Brendan Feasey with a beauty over Brett Shepherd. Unfortunately, Brett's been out there for about 4 minutes now. And that's the first shot he's seen. And he's watched it fly over his blocker and in. That's a hell of a finish.
It started with some beautiful passing play. B's not really in the shape.
Well, Feasey gets his hat-trick, 27:58 the time of the goal. A second power play marker for the night for the Pitbulls. And to say that the energy is drained out of the rink is an understatement. You could hear a pin drop. Landsberg's able to clear the zone, finds Lindgren, chipped ahead up ice. Sean Morris gives chase. Morris down low. Feasey from Butler and Harding is the Pitbull's 4th goal, as Dan Bradley has the loose puck. Up the right-hand side, Lindgren spins away from Morris. Wilson is able to knock the puck away from him. Landsberg's with a hit on Morris. Pitbulls still with it, flipped down low. Homestead collects the loose puck.
And there's another missed trip off the plate.
The Bees bench is just getting angrier and angrier as the night goes on. That's going to be frustration at a lack of calls and the performance. Shot comes in from the blue line, blocked in front. Glove down by Lipsy, held on.
The trouble is the bench manager really right now needs to try and settle this, because one is feeding into the other and it can really lead to... Oh, and we're going to get a replay now. So
no, that's the chip behind the play there. They're letting frustration boil over now here, the Bees, and it's just going to get worse and worse as the night goes on. Bristol have done a very good job. They've taken all their opportunities very well. Here's that. Yeah. So it's Harvey Stead, it's not Ty Cathcart.
Oh, actually, there is a sweeping stick.
It's Harvey Stead, you can tell you that.
His stick is out in front and he does sweep it. I think I'm going to have to give that one. But yes, it's still not Cathcart.
Yes. So, Ty, you have indeed been messed about there. Pitbulls win the draw. Blocked by Ross Bottom, Bees up ice.
So, I think
stopped by Butler.
Points for the plan, but no points for the execution there for the officials, I think.
Barnes tips the head to Ross Bottom. Ross Bottom loses the handle on the puck. And Lindgren is there to clear. Bees with it from their own end. Ross Bottom chips it ahead. Norton out of his net to play it. Backhands it around the boards. That's risky. Balance back towards goal. Fans on that pass. Butler intercepts. Cochran at the right hand side. Chips it on ahead. And that goes high out of play and into the stands. Face off just outside the B zone. We'll wait and see if we see Britton Priest at any point. No, I do think his night is done as the physio is back on the bench, and also no Britton with him. We hope it's nothing too serious like last week. Antonov jumps on a loose puck, goes back into the blue line. Wheelstead isn't able to get it under control. Mags fires it across ice to Stead. Flips it into the opposite corner. Doughty with the chase. Lydiard is there first. Kept him once more at the blue line. Cleared by Lewis, almost. Eventually he does clear it. Vitali. Back to Wilstead. He chips it on goal. Straight into the glove of Norton. He will just hold on to it. 9:41 to go in the second.
I think, though, this is what we're going to see now for potentially at least for the rest of this period, if not the rest of this game now. 4-0 up. Pitbulls are probably going to shut this down, park the bus. They're going to limit the Bees to a lot of this long-range stuff, especially from the outside.
Face off to Norton's left.
It is, in terms of performance, it is night and day from a team that I think lost 8-1 recently to Telford.
Last week.
Last week, yeah.
And lost 10-1 as well to them. Like I said, it's not a team that has conceded 101 goals this year. They've been phenomenal tonight. Rose wins the draw, back up to the blue line. Wilstead chips it in. Connected by Morris. Rose able to separate him out from the puck. Morris still with it. Lose out to Sean Morris. Smith still with it. Josh Smith turns and fires, but that only goes to Sean Morris. Liam Morris now with it on the left-hand side. Puts it across goal. No one there in a white shirt. Wilstead jumps in. Shot on goal saved by Norton. Durbo tries to clear. Kept into the blue line. Wilstead with it. Down low. Smith. Can't get it away from Butler. Cocking up ice to Harewood. And Harewood absolutely pants his Ollie Nags. Harewood still with it. Bees are able to take it away from him for a moment. Bees into the zone now. Rose towards goal. Block it away by Norton. As the Bees try and change 4 out of 5. Feasey collects a loose puck. Fires over to Butler. Harewood drops. I believe that's Harvey Stead.
To quote Treebeard, a hit, a fine hit.
Thank you. Antonov fires it into the slot. Landsberg's there to intercept. Feasey sends Landsberg's away. He's round Harvey Stead. Back to Feasey.
For those of you who had what nerdy reference will Chris sneak into the broadcast tonight, there you go.
Oh, well, it's 20 years of Return of the King. I'll let you have it.
Well, I mean, it's better than me trying to squeeze Hale to the knee pin.
This is what we've resorted to tonight, people. I'm sorry. Landsberg's.
The A material's been used up. We're on to the B material.
Antonov intercepts, takes it into the zone. Antonov at the goal line, back into the paint, kicked away. Ross Bottom gets hit on the helmet by the puck, doesn't know where it is, and Harding's able to collect. Antonov back into the zone. Go down low, shot from Ross Bottom, great save from Norton in the first attempt, and he jumps on the puck. The best chance the Bees have had all night, but once again, as Chrissy said, it's 3 people collapsing in the zone from Bristol, making it as difficult as humanly possible.
Well, it's practically impossible. We're going to see it here. There's no way you're going to get a loose puck through that screen. You're not going to be able to get purchase. You're not going to be able to get possession. You're not going to be able to get positioning. But also, Norton there, just so well sighted. It's Gabai and Antonov must be asking, what do we have to do on that play to get that in?
Shot wide of the net this time from Vitali. Nags jumps in. Nags loses his footing again. Butler up ice. Warren will ship it ahead. Shepherd will play it. Again, there's been another line change here for the Bees. Balaz has dropped onto the second unit. It's now Balaz, Doughty and Vitali. Nags up to Vitali.
I think right now Dominic Gabai is switching things up, trying to get every single line firing somehow.
Bees still with it. Vitali away from Sean Morris. Vitali down low. Balaz. Norton kicks the net off. Let's just call it as it is, and the whistle blows once more. And the Bees' frustrations grow further and further. And I could say kick the net off. We've got the perfect view of it right here.
He kicked it off.
6:50 to go.
Very much a case of a goalie pushing himself off to try and get position. Yeah. So no foul.
No foul. Just funny. Everyone remembers Stevie Lyle, the king of kicking the net off.
I remember all those years watching Elite League hockey. It used to be I used to call it the Elite League goalie special.
Bees with it up ice to Liam Morris. Tries to drop it off for Dan Rose. Mogg into the zone. Mogg's shot is over the bar. Liam Morris and Jay Warren this time are making friends. Lipsy tries to clear it. And now Bristol on a penalty called on Morris as he takes one out of play. Dan Rose shot kicked away by Norton. Rebound cleaned up by Butler. Lipsy up ice.
And that was good positioning there by Rose, following in looking for that rebound, but he just couldn't get to it.
Morris chips it into the zone. Butler with it behind the Pitbulls net. Morris just tried to take Butler out into the next county. Wilstead.
Well, right now it looks like Morris is trying to get the energy going that you said has been sucked out of this place any way you can. I mean, a series of big hits will definitely do it. They'll get the fans on their feet. That will get them excited.
Stead knocks it into the Bees zone, into the Pitbull zone even. Smith, Sam Smith round the boards. Harewood collects, flips it round Rose. Bees turn over with Harvey Stead. Long cross ice pass. Don Goodbye will beat the rush to it. No one really in a white shirt for company. Goodbye finds Antonov. Penalty coming here on the Pitbulls this time.
And a rather sarcastic cheer goes up from the crowd.
Antonov down low to Harvey Stead. Balaz jumped off the bench. Back to Harvey Stead. 6 on 5 still. Antonov looks for an option. No one's picked up Don Goodbye. Don Goodbye weaves way around Cochrane. Don Goodbye off the bar. Balaz shot. Saved by Norton as he kicks the goal off once more. The Bees bench and the fans want to delay a game call there. I mean, that's going to be hard done by. That's a great save.
The cynic in me kind of has to say that did look like more of a deliberate move. But at the same time, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he was trying to react quickly to make a save on what looked like an almost certain goal chance.
So Sam Smith will sit 2 minutes for tripping. 34-54 time of the penalty. That one, yeah. Knew what he was doing on that one then. Yeah. Veteran move.
Guilty, I'm afraid, officer, guilty.
So the Bees have a big moment here. And you really 2 minutes of cross-checking they've called that now as, unfortunately. 34-54.
I think there was also call for attempted kneeing on Goodbye during the course of that play as well that didn't get called.
Here we go, 5 on 4. The Bees really could do with this one. Of course, they immediately lose the opening draw. Lydia tries to clear it, fans it straight to Goodbye. Goodbye with it, steps in, shot saved by Norton, rebound loose. Balaz off the side of the net. Doughty will return it to Goodbye. Harvey Stead off back to Goodbye once more. Goodbye through traffic, blocked by Lydiard. Something he has done for years. Goodbye still with it, round 1. Trying to collapse the box. Mogg spins away from 2 Pitbulls. Back to Goodbye. Round it goes. Harvey Stead spins away from Fisi. Looks for an option. Tries to go down to Balaz. Turned over. Fisi will be able to clear it. Shepherd will have to play it. 1:10 left on the Smith minor.
Instead, kind of taking a little bit too long there with that puck, not really making a pass.
Mogg into the zone, and the move puts everyone offside. That'll go just outside the Pitbull zone. 1:01 left on the Smith minor. 4:06 left in the second period. The Bees really could do with a goal now, just to give them something going into the third period. Once more they lose the draw. Butler finds it off the boards. Shepherd will settle it down. Baird is there to collect.
And that's been another, really, probably the Achilles heel of them all evening, as they're not winning face-offs this evening.
No. Antonov at the left-hand side. Steps in round Cochrane. Down low to the low slot. Shot fanned on by Will Stead this time. Beast still with it. Vitali. 30 seconds left. Wheels around. Finds Antonov. Back to the blue line. Baird looks to get set up. Antonov on his wrong hand. Shot wide of the net by Vitali. Back to the blue line. Baird. Down to Antonov. Morris on the goal line. 10 seconds. Antonov. Shot through traffic. Saved by Norton. Rebound loose in front. Still loose. Will Stead. Norton's lost his stick again. No one there in a white shirt. Burberry takes it away. Antonov. Pitbulls return to full strength. Antonov shot wide of the post. Norton still no stick in his hand. No one wants to give him one. Finally, someone has the wherewithal to do it. Cochrane gives it away to him. Cochrane then also blocks an attempted shot. Antonov collects the loose puck. 2:53 to go.
And it was all very much a case of right place, wrong timing right there on all of that. Even Vitali on his wrong hand when he collected the puck in front of the net.
Morris shot blocked in front by Butler. He will sit on it loose in front again. Vitali, another shot blocked. Still to Vitali. Vitali off the side of the net twice. Desperate defending from the Pitbulls. It might as well be 5 in a line in front of Norton.
I mean, that is pretty much what they're doing right now. They are all collapsed in around that net.
Stead leaves it for Antonov. Back it goes. Vitali once more shot immediately blocked by Reece Cochrane. Clears the zone. Pitbulls the other way.
And that'll be a much-needed change.
And they will go and change. Cochran finally able to get his stick, gives Norton back his. Didn't think you were allowed to do that.
Vanya Antonov has lost his in the process there.
Pitbull's still with it. Shot across goal is wide. Antonov collects the loose puck, fires it up ice. Bees the other way, end-to-end stuff. Vitali drops it off for Gabai. Gabai shot, save Norton. Vitali off the side of the net. Great save again, Ben Norton. And two Pitbulls players dive into the bench. Or dive into the goal even.
Net.
A great save with his foot against the post on Ben Norton. Here it is.
Unbelievable. Vitali must be thinking, like, seriously, must be thinking, what do I have to do?
We'll go back, we'll stay 5 on 5.
Well, there's the thing, that again, going back to luck and confidence, like right now, Norton is riding so much luck, but every save he makes like that, he is riding so much confidence off the back of it as well.
You said the numbers portray him. Here's your proof. This is why everyone is so high on him. Tonight is coming out party.
It's why, to a degree, sometimes I feel like goalie statistics don't tell you the whole story with a netminder. You really have to make an eye test of a netminder, because sometimes it's not the netminder's fault. Sometimes it's the defence that's in front of him.
Bees win a draw. Shot once more saved by Norton. Rebound loose. Harewood cleans up. Pitbull's the other way. Flipped ahead. Baird will get there first. Turns it over. Pitbull still with it. And now losing the handle on the puck. Regain it almost immediately. Harding tries to leave it for Harewood. Instead goes down low. Harding will be able to collect that loose puck. Bees turn it over. Goodbye up the left-hand side. Pitbulls immediately retreat into their defensive setup. Goodbye's cross-ice pass is blocked and cleared. Turned over once more. Feasey with a shot. It should be offside. No one. Well, the Pitbulls don't touch it up, so the offside washed off. Final minute of the second period. That attempted cross-ice pass picked off by Feasey. Feasey back to Butler. Feasey once more has got 3 shot, and I believe that's only the second one Brett Shepherd has seen since he's come in the game, and he holds on to that one.
I believe, yeah, that's only the second of it. I mean, it shows how tilted, which direction the ice is tilted in right now, but it, you know.
The Pitbulls are the ones dominating on the scoreboard. 46 seconds to go. Face off once more, won by the Pitbulls. Cochran flips it behind the net. Balaz is able to bring it away. Finds Doughty. Stretch pass into Vitali, immediately blocked by Feasey. Flip behind the net. Doughty once more collects. Vitali. Cross-ice pass. Again, no one in a white shirt. Cochran. Flips it on goal. Icing is called. 16 seconds to go here in the second period. There'll be a draw in the Pitbull zone. And Force of Habit tonight tells us that the Pitbulls are more likely going to win this draw and end the period.
Well, it's interesting. We've talked before about how the Bees just have these moments in games where they seem to shut down. It's almost been like tonight where they've been shut down the whole time and then have these moments where they've been waking up.
Face-off won by the Bees. Antonov with it. Antonov down low, shot blocked once more. Pitbulls the other way, Lindgren, plenty of time, 6 seconds. Lindgren for the buzzer beat, a chance shot, save Shepherd, rebound loose. Shepherd covers it up eventually. Puck is knocked loose and the referee blows the whistle. 1.7 remaining on the clock.
And good for Brett Shepherd to get that save on the third attempt, because obviously first attempt on net, he conceded, so it's going to be good for him to, we talked about Norton's confidence, but it's going to be good for Shepherd's confidence to try and build that up by making these saves. Because I believe, based on what I'm looking at on our stats board here, he hasn't actually played any competitive minutes this season.
He's played 20 minutes up in Hull. This is only the second game he's played in all year. And at the end of 2 periods, the Pitbulls night goes from better to better. 4-0 up. Brennan Feasey completes his hat-trick, one with a banking it in off Britton Priest's knee. A goal that seems to have taken the Welshman out of the game. It seemed to come off the inside of his knee. He's hobbled off injured. Brett Shepherd took over in his place and has got The first shot he saw went past him and in. The Pitbulls 4-0 up. They'll be fortunate in thanking netminder Ben Norton, who at times stood on his head in that period to maintain the shutout through 40 minutes. Chris, I can't see the Bees getting back in this. The Pitbulls have played a perfect road game and they've dominated the whole evening.
I cannot, but I have seen games, believe it or not, where this kind of scoreline has happened going into the third, and I've seen one team manage to overturn it, manage to come back and tie it. But I mean, it's going to take, I think, like obviously we said, Goodbye probably gave them the hairdryer treatment. I think he's probably going to have to use a turbojet during the next intermission, really, to give them that treatment again. Because they had moments where, you know, they changed it up. They were going up the middle. They were looking for that outside man on the setup from behind the net, and it seemed to be working. And then they went back to the outside, were forced back to the outside after the third and fourth goal, and then there was just that flurry at the end of the period there where nothing they could throw at Norton seemed to be getting through, and Norton was just standing on his head.
Well, we'll be back at that 15 minutes time with the third and final period here in Slough. Welcome back to Slough for the third period here tonight in the hangar, where the score is the TSI World Bees 0, the Bristol Pitbulls 4. Stats of that period: shots on goal. On the TSI World Bees, there were 2 on Britton Priest before he left the game injured, 5 on Brett Shepherd, and 14 on Ben Norton in the Pitbulls net. Goals: 2 for Brendan Treacy to complete the hat-trick. One way backed in from the goal line and an absolute snipe for a second power play goal. And penalty is just the one piece. Somehow, both teams got away with, well, just some utter ridiculous non-calls, let's face it, on both sides.
Let's not veer into the realms of ref bashing too much.
No, I'm going to stop it there.
Hashtag without them we have no game.
Fair to Bees, I haven't played a game all night tonight.
Hashtag team strikes.
Scores elsewhere in the league: Solace Sharks 2, Sheffield Steel Dogs 2. That is the end of the second period there. It is the Hull Seahawks 3, Peterborough Phantoms 5. It is the Raiders 1, the MK Lightning 7. And it is the Telford Tigers 0, Swindon Wildcats 3. It is the other game in the National League going on so far.
Well, I guess that puts to bed the whole MK Lightning can't play away from home.
Yeah, can't play in small rinks, can't play away from home. It's okay, we'll just throw Liam Stewart out, he'll be fine.
D-I-S-C-O.
I do love having Liam Stewart back in the league, it's very much fun. As Ben Norton leads the Pitbulls back on the ice, Brett Shepherd leads the Bees onto the ice for this third and more than likely final period, let's face it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is more than likely that it will end the way it is.
I mean, it takes less than a second to score a goal, so 4 seconds out of 20 minutes. It hasn't looked likely, but you never know.
Stranger things have happened in this sport.
I'm eternally an optimist.
It's early. Well, the Bees, I believe, have changed it up once more. We've now got Balaz, Vitali and Doughty out on the line. So stuck with the line that ended the second period. Doughty applies to Balaz. Tries to stick on his way round Butler. Pitbull's clear. Doughty helps it back into the zone. Bees with it. Harveystead up ice. Finds Balaz on the red line. He's escorted back once more. Puck loose in the B zone. And again, the energy was sucked out of the room here in the fourth, when the fourth Pitbull goal went in.
Well, I mean, you can
hasn't
hear it.
really come down.
You can hear it.
And there's a penalty coming on the Pitbulls here. Hooking on Adam Harding. That's an interesting one.
I'm sure I saw that.
No, me neither. So we won't comment on that one. 40-43, the time of the penalty. And the Bees head back on the man advantage.
I mean, you can hear it in the rink. Aside from the lone fan with the vuvuzela, there isn't really much going on.
One very small child with a green vuvuzela. Everyone else is kind of...
You've got to give him credit for trying to keep the mood going.
He's still going.
He's vibing.
He's getting man of the match at the moment. Bees win the draw. Antonov takes a hit into the boards. Held in the corner.
Not
He's finally bringing out Vitali.
Bees all really want right now is a repeat of that period of play at the close of the last period.
Balaz down low, Rossbottom back to Vitali. Slides it across to Goodbye. Goodbye steps in, down low, Balaz shot, tight angle, save, Norton rebound, loose in front. This time it is covered up at the second time of asking by Norton. As the whistle blows.
And it's a good plan here by the Bees to try and take it on that angle, but you've got to get it so perfect. And at the moment, Norton is just so quick in his reaction that you've got to beat him to it.
Face off to Norton's right. Won by the Pitbulls. They will clear it the length of the ice. Shepherd out of his net to play it, or leaves it in the end. Vitali overskates it. Luckily, Balaz is there. He drops it off for Antonov. Goodbye. Rossbottom is offside as the pass is played. 5 forwards from this Bees power play now.
They're going all in now.
They have to. Every second that ticks down is a second closer to being shut out at home ice again. Face off just outside the Pitbull zone. Won by Landsbergs. He'll have enjoyed that at least. Goodbye. Cross to Vitali. He will lead the rush at the left-hand side. Less than a minute to go on the Harding minor. Back to Goodbye. Vitali steps in for a shot, save Norton. Rebound and Balaz misses the net. Pitbulls will break the other way. One man on his own. Landsbergs into the zone. Shot over the bar. Landsbergs then also beats Vitali to the puck. Then gets it turned over.
35 seconds left on this power play.
Balaz. Straight through centre ice. Drops it off for Josh Smith. Finds Antonov. Antonov, a good stick handling there. Balaz across goal off the side of the cage once more. Antonov down low. Balaz. Loose puck. Antonov collects it again. Goodbye. 15 seconds. Back to Vitali. Shot in front. Saved by Norton. He'll hold on to this one. Rujanik has found the offence there from Adam Harding. He's just going to be over here.
I think it must happen off of the camera.
Yeah, that feels very harsh. Here we go again. It follows it. That feels a very harsh looking call there.
Yeah.
Bees win the draw. Shot from the blue line from Baird. Saved by Norton once more. And the Pitbulls will return to full strength. Morris loses the handles. Harding comes out of the box. Lingdon. Pitbulls hit it up ice. Baird straight up through centre ice. Big hit on Morris from Cochrane. Morris did lose his footing there. Bees fans also want to hit to the head penalty, but obviously.
I mean, unfortunately, that's not a malicious, not intentional.
Nope.
That's just player positioning off of a loose get, off of a lost foot.
It's Lingdon shot, fine, save Shepherd, rebound loose. Lee Moss clears up to the blue line. Shot again, this time held by Shepherd. He'll hold on. Yeah, it's one of those ones where you can always tell by the reaction of if it is a malicious intent there. You can also see that Morris lost his footing, fell to the floor.
I feel like if Liam Morris felt there was any kind of intent behind that, he would have been up. And,
he'd be the first person.
Yes.
Face off to the right of Shepherd. Won by Sean Morris. Pitbulls with it. Down low to Burbrayer from below the goal line. Burbrayer still with it, able to spin away from Wilstead and Antonov. Finally knocked loose. Antonov at the left-hand side. Fired cross ice to Rossbottom. Rossbottom shot into the glove of Norton. It would have gone a high of the bar anyway. He'll hold on. 16 to go in the third. It feels one of the things for the Bees. Zone time isn't really helping them right now. It's going to be about, again, you have to catch them on the break before Bristol can set up. Shot from Wilstead, flutters into Norton's chest.
You've really got to get that opportunity before Norton has had a chance to get set up and before that box has had a chance to collapse in around him.
Yeah.
But he's just been so quick all evening. I mean, Vitali, Gabai, Balazs have all, who are probably the 3 quickest shots on the team, have just not been able to beat him to it.
Bees win the draw. That pass misses everybody. Butler is there to clear it. Harewood.
But I mean, the other issue as well is just with the way they're playing it, with that angle where they're trying to get those shots from. It's like threading a needle. You really have to get the puck right through the eye at the right time.
And Bradley unable to hold on for much longer. He coughs up the puck to Gabai. Finds Antonov. Antonov into the zone. Slid across. Shot comes in. Goal comes off. And there's another big hit behind the play as well.
There's not really any kind of reaction from the Bees.
No. It's, Butler delivered a big hit on on Will Stead at the end of the after play. It's
I believe yes, we are staying at 5 on 5.
Yeah, we are staying on 5 on 5. We're just checking. We always worry when there's referees and linesmen talking off.
Well, Hamilton was standing right in front of the DJ box. I was wondering whether he was about to deliver a call, but
puck back up to Baird. Shot through traffic, saved by Norton. Rebound loose in front. Knocked back to Nags at the blue line. Down low with it. Bees lose the handle again. Nags keeps it in the blue line. Vitali finds Baird. Baird shot through traffic, held on by Norton. And again, as Chris said in the second period, the Pitbulls quite happy to just let the Bees have all the shots from outside.
Well, all they've got to do right now is just sit back, hang on. They're riding a hot goalie right now in this game.
Chris, I do believe Coach Chuchanek has some shirt off the back tickets to show you to see if you want it.
Well,
there you go. I've lost my co-commentator as he's been giving money to the club.
Oh, I missed shirt off the back by...
That's 400.
No, winner was 56091. I had 56084.
You missed it by 7.
Yeah, and I am about 200 out on the 50-50.
Closer than I usually get. I think my record for furthest away is about 3,000.
My worst one ever was I bought 2 shirt off the back tickets in Coventry, and my partner at the time convinced me to hand one over to her, and hers was the winning ticket.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Pitbulls win the draw, able to knock it clear finally. Glove down by Baird. Rose sliding across to Morris. Morris shot hammered in, blocked by Lydiard once more. Nags keeps it in the blue line, back to Morris. And there's another penalty coming here on the Pitbulls. And they finally touch up. There's another tripping minor coming tonight. 45-18 the time of the penalty.
I think it's Lydiard. Yes, it's Lydiard.
Neil Lydiard sits 2 minutes for tripping.
Looks like we're going with all the forwards again.
Yep, Vitali, Antonov, Gabai, Ross Bottom and Balazs. We're going for the throw everything, the bus, the kitchen sink, the airplane, the train, everything.
I mean, if I'm Dom Gabai, I'd be tempted to try the approach of I've seen it happen in an NIHL game. Pull the goalie right now while you're on the power play. Use that 6-on-4 advantage and score.
Yeah, the way this night is going, I don't think that would work. This Gabai's shot is fanned on. Be still with it. Gabai back across to Vitali. Down low, Antonov tries to find Ross Bottom, another good block. Vitali shot in front, kicked away by Norton. Puck still loose. Roundabout passes over the stick of Vitali and Pitbulls the other way. Harming winds up, fires shot, saved by Shepherd. He'll hold on.
And obviously that is why the grand plan I was proposing would not work.
Yes. I forgot pucks bounce.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yeah. That said, I will say it worked for the London Knights.
Face off to the left of Shepherd. Balaz wins the draw. Fincey, I think, was quite happy just to let him have the puck. Vitali drops it off for Antonov. Moves away round 2. Again turned over. Pitbulls the other way on another breakout. Shot saved by Shepherd. Hammered by Burbrayer. That Max Burbrayer is one of the hardest slap shots in British hockey, arguably ever. So that's no mean feat.
That'll leave a mark.
Bees into the zone once more. Tali back to Goodbye. Goodbye's shot wide of the net, takes a deflection. Bees still with it, 45 seconds left on the Lydiard Minor as the Pitbulls clear it up ice. Shepherd will collect. Leaves it for Goodbye. Morris back behind the Bees net. Under 30 seconds to go. So draws Harding around the net and they try to zip up ice as quick as they can. Bees into the zone. Antonov. Back to Mogg. Shot comes in, blocked once more. Under 10 seconds. Shot towards goal once more. Cleared by the Pitbulls and as far as Antonov. Antonov winds up fire. Shot kicked away by Norton. Harvey Stead with it this time. Pitbulls return to full strength and that one is into the glove of Ben Norton. And I think you could throw everything at Ben Norton tonight, and at the moment, I'm seeing it like a beach ball.
I think right now we're past the kitchen sink and we're now on to the kitchen fittings.
And the house, and the front door, and the back door.
And the house next door, I think, at this point.
Yep. We're running out of sinks. Producer Nick suggested I throw a notepad. I don't think that's going to work either.
Well, if you get him in the head.
From here, it'd be a throw. Pitbulls were in the draw. Lingering cross ice into the corner. Harvey Stead is able to get there ahead of Feesey. Turned over though, once more on the clearance. Mogg tries stepping ahead of Feesey. Feesey takes it off him. His attempted pass into the slot is blocked by Rose. Harvey Stead tips ahead. Mogg will give chase. Norton out of his net to play it. Morris delivers a hit on Pitbull's D-man. And Brandon Feesey has the freedom on the right-hand side of the ice. He's got Stuart Mogg for company now. Feesey shot saved by Shepherd, covered up at the second time of asking. Harvey Stead and Lingren as Lingren crashed the net. Harvey Stead just helps him into the corner. To the point of the evening where the producers have started dancing. Needless to say, be thankful there isn't a camera up here. Give me evils all you like, Annika. Bees with it from behind their own net. Will Stead. Tali passes off, leaves it for Balaz. Balaz at the right hand side, spins away from one. Back up to the blue line, Will Stead able to keep it in. Down low, finds Doughty. Stick lift takes it away from him. Baird gives it back to Doughty. Baird, another shot blocked, loose in front once more. Pitbulls will clear it. Stick broken on that one, I think. Also, I think someone's lost a net guard actually.
Yeah,
on that block
somebody
shot.
has.
And that play is blown dead. I'm not sure why.
See, I've been seeing this in at least once a game so far, since the net guards were brought in, that somebody will have theirs pop off.
It's the first time I've seen it. No, I'm just saying it's the first time it's happened.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, how.
Maybe it's
like,
you, Chris, after all.
I am a jinx. You know, I'm just wondering, like, how, because obviously there's a question of an illegal equipment penalty there. If it's not.
I think that will be a question for January when it becomes a rule. Depends on how harshly it's going to be policed as Harewood wheels into the zone. Shot towards goal, bouncing puck. Shepherd can't cover it up. Puck's still loose. Shepherd able to get it at the second time of asking. Sean Morris is there.
Well, you got to dig until the whistle goes.
Yep.
It's interesting to see the different styles, isn't it? Like, because we've noted obviously Priest obviously gives up those rebounds. I mean, a lot of goalies give up the rebounds, but Shepherd seems to be giving up these rebounds where they're falling just a little bit in front of him.
Yeah, it's not so much firing back into danger areas as it is just falling in front, as you say.
Yeah.
This B's almost lost the pack. Lydiard is there to collect. Rossbond tries to jump in ahead of Bradley. Fired up ice. That one will be iced. We'll go the length of the way back. 10:28 to go here in the third. Face off right of Norton. Antonov fires one cross ice. Pitbulls will collect the loose puck. Chipped high in the air. Harewood is able to take it away from Nags. And good work from Ollie Nags to stand his man up. He does, however, then turn over to Sean Morris. Harewood down low. Morg is there with a stick in the lane to prevent any chance. Antonov fires it cross ice to Goodbye. Goodbye loses the handle for a moment. Finds an option in the slot, and that is cleared by the Pitbulls. Nags, up ice, Antonov. That attempted pass is blocked. Nags tries to clear it once more, blocked by Feasy. Mog around the boards. Up ice now. Rose able to knock it into the zone. Morris will give chase. It's ahead of Cochrane. Pitbulls turn it over. Harding. Morris held up against the boards by Harding. Rose is over there to help. Puck finally seems to be knocked loose. Morris is able to bring him away. Morris goes to the wraparound attempt. Norton pad planted firmly against the post. Says no. Instead turns it over. Pass finds his way up to Adam Harding. Adam Harding looking for a trailing man. Adam Harding fancies the pass. Oh, instead good stick work to take that away from the Pitbulls forward.
And that's really well placed stick work there by Stead, because that could have ended up in a tripping call if he just misplaced it.
Lindgren. Down low to Feasy. Cross ice goes through the crease. Shot comes back out. Harding is loose in front, and Harding has the easiest goal of the night so far. Adam Harding is right there in the blue paint, and he makes it 5-0 Pitbulls, 51-25.
And his second, and again, it's really another Pitbulls goal that kind of comes against the run of play.
The shot comes in, Harding just picks up the rebound. As he said, it's not a case of a massive rebound, it's just in front of Shepherd.
It just drops in front of him, and then Harding's just able to tap it, not being picked up really, in front of the net.
And a fifth of the Pitbulls, a deserved fifth. They've been completely dominant from start to finish tonight. Bees win the draw, Mog into the zone. Pitbulls finally able to bring away, only finds Brendan Baird. Baird winds up, fires. Diving block there by, I believe it's Jay Warren. Harding from Cochrane and Feasy is the Pitbulls' fifth goal. I think for our last 8 minutes, it's just going to be a case of shutting everything down. I mean, the job's done now.
I would not be surprised if we see the Pitbulls park 5 across their own blue line now.
It's like the job's done, don't need to do any more. Face off to the right of Norton. Pitbulls win the draw, held up. Antonov tries to get in there ahead of Butler. Puck finds way back to Antonov. Wraparound attempt, puck loose in front, Goodbye, can't put it home. Pitbulls are able to clear. Lewis, up ice, Mog keeps it in the blue line for a moment. And then the play's blown dead again. I think it's because the puck has come off the linesman and back into the zone.
It did, it hit along. Interesting, I would have thought in that scenario you take the face off outside the zone, not inside the zone.
Apparently we're going inside anyway, to the right of Norton. Apparently we're at a Naughty's disco now as well. Face off won by the Bees, not kept in at the blue line this time. Baird is back there to collect. Rossbottom fires it up ice to Goodbye. Right, shot on goal, saved by Norton, he covers up. And 3 Pitbulls take exception to Vanya Antonov being near the netminder. Face off to the left of Norton once he gets set up. And that is blown dead as the netminder wasn't ready. Shot on goal, kicked away by Norton once more. Harewood is first to the loose puck. Pitbulls with it, flipped high in the air. Mogg with the graceful knee slide to keep it in. Cross ice finds Goodbye. Goodbye stood up by Harewood. Pitbulls getting each other's way as they try and clear. Good work from Antonov. Gets the puck back.
I think we just there in that moment.
Backdoor chance shot over the bar from Mogg.
We just saw there like a microcosm of I think what's been part of the Bees' big problem this evening is they've tried too often to go around players and stick handle it around a very physically active Pitbulls roster that is quite happy to use their bodies to move them off.
Mogg has a shot that is blocked by a falling Dom Goodbye. Antonov another turnover on Harewood this time. Harewood then immediately returns the favour and is on the breakaway himself. Bailey Harewood through on goal. Bailey Harewood one-on-one Brett Shepherd. Good move. Great save from Brett Shepherd. But I do believe a penalty shot is coming. No,
it's just a slashing call.
It's just a slash. Stuart Mogg is going to get called for a slash, but that is fantastic from Brett Shepherd.
I'm actually surprised. The only reason I can assume that's not a penalty shot is because Shepherd made the save.
53-47 as Stuart Mogg heads to the box for a slash. Here's the save from Brett Shepherd, though.
So if anything, that should be
stick that on a highlight reel.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those things we're going to be looking for clips this week. This one is this week's going to be a bit difficult for you, Annika. Pitbulls win the draw.
You could make an entire show reel of the saves that we've seen in this game this evening.
Harding with it. Cross-ice pass into the Harewood, sticked away by Harvey Stead. Shot down low again. Nobody picking up Max Burbrayer. Wilstead eventually reacts as Shepherd covers up.
Nobody picking up Max Burbrayer. Where have we heard that before? I believe we heard it earlier this evening.
Those who don't learn from history
are doomed to repeat.
Face off once again, right Shepherd, won by the Bees this time. Stenbowers will try and clear it, and no they don't. Burbrayer with it, no look pass attempted to Harewood. Well read by Harvey Stead, who is able to clear the danger for a minute.
Who this time was picking up Max Burbrayer.
Burbrayer, cross-ice pass. Harewood steps in, wants it, fires shot, that's wide. Whistles around the boards, bounces over the stick of Harding, and Burbrayer goes the length of the ice. 1:20 left on the Mogg minor. Pitbulls will bring it up ice. Harewood into the zone. Shot sniped home from Brennan Feasey, and he gets his 4th of the evening. And the Pitbulls put another one on the board, 54-39, and stick the final nail in the coffin.
I think that's definitely it. They've hit them for 6. And here we go. Feasey just gets on it, picks his spot, and slots it home.
Not a lot Brett could have done with that one. It's another one sniped into the top corner from Feasey. He gets his 4th of the night.
Brett's got the positioning there, but again, it's just a reaction to it.
And again, we're stuck with who do you give the man of the match to tonight? 4-goal Feasey or Ben Norton and his impending shutout?
And we can't give it to both.
Yeah, can we give the Bees one to the other one? Shot from Morris, saved by Norton. Slight coming together off the side of the net as Morris lost his edge onto the side of the cage.
The Nets do not want to stay in position this evening.
No.
No.
Face-off will come outside the zone for this one.
One can only imagine what especially the imports coming in from the SPHL that we've seen in this league this year. Think of this. Considering obviously in North America they drill pegs down into the base layer instead of just resting them on the ice like we do.
You get less broken legs over here for
Yes,
hitting a goal,
true.
though.
This is true.
But he's not going to head Lydia this first there. Rings it around the boards. Nags collects. Chips it round Landsberg's. Down low. Cleared away once more by, that's Sean Morris that time. Morris. And he loses the puck. Lingering the other way for the Pitbulls. He gets stopped by Harkup. Pitbulls from behind their own net now. They change on the fly. Cochrane decides to go back. Tipped up ice to Lewis. This is pocket picked by Antonov. Goodbye into the zone, finds Rossbottom. Adam Rossbottom shot over the bar. Antonov gets hammered by two Pitbulls. Penalty coming on the Bees. No, it's the whistle does finally go, and it's a check to their head call. So the Bees will go back on the power play, 56-06. Check to their head called, and I can't see who that is from Elliot Lewis. I know his dad is watching this tonight. Mark, I thought you taught him better. But he doesn't play for Streatham anymore.
Yeah.
2 minutes of checking to the head for
I wonder
Elliot
if
Lewis.
Vanya got up and like, what, right, where's Brandon? Because he was always out there with Brandon. Like, nobody would dare do that when Brandon Miles was out there with Vanya. We're just seeing there Morris getting a bit tangled up with the post, stuck in the post.
Pitbulls win the draw. Back up to Goodbye. Vitali. There's a lot of handbags going on with Vanya Antonov and Reece Cochrane in front of the net now. And dare I say it, it's probably because the Bees haven't reacted to anything they've done to Antonov all night.
No, I mean, there's been several big hits throughout the course of the game, and there's been no reaction, and you've really got to react somehow. I mean, it's not like the Bees don't have players on this roster that would react.
Antonov down to Goodbye. Puck test deflection. Antonov is there. Balaz. Rossbottom finds its way back to Antonov. Bounces over a stick and out of the zone. 3 minutes to go in the game. 1:05 left on the Lewis minor. Goodbye. Finds Rossbottom. Spins away from Cochrane. Getting another wayward pass. And that's turned over from Vitali on the no-look pass. Pitbulls just bring it ahead casually. Harding will snap the shot. Takes the deflection high up into the netting. 45 seconds left on the minor. 2:40 left in the game. Face off left to Shepherd, won by the Pitbulls. Shot comes in from Burberry, that's over the bar. Smith will collect the loose puck. He goes back to Mogg.
36 seconds left on the penalty.
Mogg into the zone. Shot saved by Norton, he'll hold on.
I mean, realistically, at this point now, with 2 minutes to go, I mean, it's just going to be now for the Bees about getting just one, trying to break that impending shutout.
And Pitbulls clear it up ice.
The lone Vuvuzela in the rink has now suddenly taken on a rather more shrill tone.
I mean, there's I do want to say it. There's been quite a fair few people have left since the 5th and 6th goal have gone in. Final 2 minutes of the game, and the Pitbulls kill another penalty on the night as Elliot Lewis steps out of the box. Rose collects the loose puck from behind his own net. Tries to drop off from Morris. The puck finds his way to Rose again. His shot is over the net. That is icing once more with 1:29 to go.
I think Bailey Harewood doesn't think that was icing.
So face off to Norton's right. Won by the Bees. Put back to the way over Vantanov again, and the Pitbulls are away once more. Bailey Harewood on his own. Bailey Harewood still with it. Bailey Harewood shot saved by Shepherd. Yeah, Ty Cathcart draped all over him there. Baird up, I say goodbye. And that is going to be offside. Puck leaves his own. Antonov losing out the puck. Pitbulls the other way once more. Harding. Shot for a tight angle off the side of the goal. Harding, back it comes, shot, saved by Shepherd, loose underneath him, he'll cover up. Hammered in from Feasey. He was looking for goal number 5 on the night.
I think we were looking at there another one of those creepers that that got in earlier on that one, but Shepherd with the presence of mind to just drop down and cover
Fall on it.
Yeah.
Face off to Shepherd's left. Here it is. Where is it? Just trickles out from underneath him. Has the awareness there too. Chris says just fall on it. Bees win the draw. Under 50 seconds to go now.
Yeah, I remember a goalie friend saying to me once that that I said, why do goalies just drop like that? And he said, well, if we don't know where it is, we just assume it's behind us and drop to cover it.
Shot comes in from Burberry around Feasey this time, saved by Shepherd. Bees the other way, nags. Balaz flips it in the head, pushed aside by Norton.
I think ultimately the thing we said coming into this obviously was secondary scoring and primary scoring was low, primary was high.
It was once more, Feasey shot saved by Shepherd. He kicked the goal off, it would have counted, and Shepherd made his way back to make the save once more.
I really do pick a time to go on a tangent, don't I? Brilliant save there. The net comes off.
Yep, Shepherd kicks it off, and then Feasey has the chance to slot it in. So Shepherd is there to save it.
So here's the question: would that have counted?
Yes.
Yes.
It hadn't gone off to an obscene angle, so I would have said it would have counted.
Yep.
Hence why we're still inside the B zone with 13 seconds to go. Balaz wins the draw.
But, as I was saying, Pitbulls have shut down Balaz and Goodbye big time this evening. They have not allowed them to get any. As the buzzer goes?
Yep, they haven't been able to get anything going. Balaz has a shot at the end, and that one is pushed away by Ben Norton.
And at the other end of the ice, the Pitbulls have managed to find, I mean, not only managed to find net minding, but they've managed to find goal scoring as well. You know, it's completely against the run of form. This is a team that before yesterday had lost six games on the trot.
Yep.
And they've managed to come in
and
here
a 4-point weekend.
And have now had their first 4-point weekend of the season.
All I'll say is that me and Chris have had the somewhat difficult job of picking man of the matches tonight, and producer Nick has rather gleefully come over and showed that when he got his notebook out 10 minutes ago, he'd written down 2 names, and he's so happy with himself that he's got them right. So we know who man of the match is. We're going to wait for them to get their presentations, but the Bristol Pitbulls, a 4-point weekend. That's the bounce back you need after what was a tumultuous start. And why is there a mascot in the fist bump line?
I'm not sure. Like, Spike gets everywhere. We've seen it this evening. Gets everywhere around this rink.
Spike's been out more than Buzz has tonight.
I mean, I did know. Had it pointed out to me earlier that apparently Spike has a accompaniment that walks everywhere with him that has a dog handler on the back of their kit.
I suppose we can say that with Spike on the ice, it just does compound it that it has been a rough night.
Yes.
Hey, if you're allowed them, I'm allowed one. Don't look at me like that. As the Pitbulls walk away with a 6-0 win.
This after you were questioning pre-game, how would I squeeze all hail to the meat into the broadcast?
All hail to Norton at this point.
All hail to Feasey.
Yeah, that one nearly stumbled on.
Yep.
So we just await the teams to go back to their positions for the man of the matches. Shots on goal for the third and final period. There were 15 on Brett Shepherd in the Bees net, 10 on Ben Norton in the Pitbulls net. Which I believe makes it 34 on Norton tonight.
I mean, I think that's a big part of the story for this game as well. Is we talked about you know, the number of shots you're getting off. I think Pitbulls limited it to roughly around 10 on net per period, whereas Pitbulls were free to shoot as much as they want. Man
of the matches for the Pitbulls, it's Ben Norton. It's a 34-shot shutout. And before anyone complains, we really wanted to give the Bees man of the match to Brennan Feasey as well.
Yes.
It was a close. I think Brennan Feasey has 4 goals on the night, and he has been superb. But Ben Norton with a 34-shot shutout. We read out his numbers coming into this game. An 859 save percentage, 575 goals against average. And he's turned that around with his first shutout of the night. You can see why he's so highly rated in Cardiff and Bristol. And finally, he gets a night to show it.
It's like I said, it's, you know, netminders statistics don't tell you the whole story with netminders, because certain of the statistics are actually based off of the way the team is playing in front of them.
And that gives me enough time as the Pitbulls go for their lap of honour to say, Pitbulls fans, thank you for joining us in the rink here tonight. Thank you for joining us on the stream if you have. And don't forget, the Pitbulls are back here on New Year's Eve, and so is Chris. So if you wanted more of a reason to come to the rink, you don't have to listen to us two. That is, of course, Neon Night. Who doesn't love a bit of Neon Night here in the Bees? Fantastic jerseys for that.
Does this mean I have to come wearing glow sticks and everything?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We're going to put glow sticks all over your glasses. Well-deserved victory for the Pitbulls, it must be said. It's 6-0, and it was from buzzer 1 to buzzer 400. It
was a perfect road game. They came in, they had a game plan. They didn't play like a team that was struggling with the size of the rink, as we thought they might do. They've executed it, and they again, like we said, totally against the run of form, totally I think against what everyone would have predicted heading into this.
Well, man of the match for the TSI World Bees, and it's an utmostly frustration, and it was difficult to pick one, but we've given it to Brett Shepherd. He's come in relief. The first shot he sees whistles past him, but after that he was fantastic. And what was really, it's the first full game he's played all year now.
Yeah, it's difficult to come in and play your first game even under those circumstances. Well, first game he's played in, well, as you said, he had 20 minutes up in Hull. Yeah. But he did everything he could to try and give the team a chance to recover.
Some brilliant saves as well,
yes.
Must be said.
Yes.
Especially on the Harewood breakaway chance.
Yes, I mean, I would argue that the 2 that were let in during this period that was more failed clearance than actually his fault.
And one snipe.
Yes.
Shepherd will sign the hat as usual. It's going to be a big moment for him as well. If Britton Priest is out long term, Brett Shepherd suddenly becomes the guy.
Of course. And I mean, all we can do is we hope Britton Priest is okay. I mean, where that puck we think might have ended up, that's a worrying area. That's painful. It's a worrying area to end up. Hopefully it's maybe just a bit of a swelling that needs to go down, and it's not anything like a chip bone or anything like that in the knee area.
Well, the Bees will go for their lap of honour. That gives me enough time to say, Chris, thank you for joining me once more. You're back here in 2 weeks again, yes. I believe.
Yes.
You get a week off.
I get a week off. I'm going to go watch the Stratton Blackhawks play the Peterborough Phantoms 2 next weekend. Because I believe, have Mr. Tom Graham joining
I'm stuck with Tom again. Tom Graham is back, which does, of course, mean if he's here, so are the Swindon Wildcats, as they make their first trip to Slough of the year next Sunday, the 3rd of December, as we enter the festive season, really. We welcome the Swindon Wildcats for their first trip to Slough. As I say, that gives me enough time to say, as the Bees go back to the screen, to say thank you for joining us here tonight. Thank you for joining us with me and Chris and producer Nick and producer Annika. Thank you and good night.